Hi friends, welcome to Aishudiy. Today we will learn how to make a necklace with these dagger beads. These dagger beads are something which was like this much strand that I bought from beadboxbargains.com. So a couple of years back, I had some dagger beads in pretty aqua colored, and but these are only one hole dagger beads. That means the ones that I had before had two holes, one on the top and one little bit lesser than that. I mean, over here. So I made a two-strand necklace and I sold it in a craft fair, I guess. In some function fair, I sold it. So, and I really pretty much came up with that pattern. So I thought, why not make it with this? But then when I cut it, then only I realized there is only one hole. But still, I thought that um, the pattern that I made would go. So the materials that we need are some dagger beads, some of this tube beads. These are called bugle beads, and they come in variety of shapes and sizes. But I have here some twisted copper color. So it's metallic and it's twisted, and so it shines with the light. These dagger beads are pretty much matte in color, so I just want to have a little bit of a dramatic effect. So I thought mixing this would be a good idea. I have these are also bugle beads in different sizes, but the twists are there. So I bought this in a gem show, in the international gem and jewelry show that happens every 3 months here in San Mateo. So I bought it over there, but I no longer go over there now because of COVID and stuff like that. So I have here some 7-strand nylon coated beading wire and a clasp of your choice. You can take anything. I took this small magnetic clasp because this is pretty very light project, so that would hold that, and some crimp beads or crimp tubes, and a plier to actually crimp your crimp bead, and this clamps if you want to cut your piece of wire and then do this. I'm thinking I'll do a 2-strand, but let me see if I change my mind. So I got lavano seed beads in a chocolate color, like, but it is translucent, but it is not metallic. So I have here that also. So let's just start threading the beads. So first I want to thread a dagger bead, and a tubular bead, the bugle bead. So I want to show you guys the pattern, and then once you guys are familiar with the pattern, then we can add seed beads on the side. That's what I normally do. I don't um, do it from one side of the necklace to the next side. I design the center part, and then if I'm happy with it, then I go ahead and add the beads on the side. So it's just stringing, but it's a very nice it'll be a very nice necklace, uh, as I want to have the stagger beads all over, at least covering the front part of your neck. It will be a short necklace though, then only the dagger beads will show very well, and it's like a fan kind of a thing, but it's separated with the bugle beads that kind of shows the shape and size of the bead, as opposed to be when strung together close. So it's a pretty easy project, just bead stringing, nothing much, but at the same time you get a very different effect because of this twisted bugle beads. I love this twisted bugle beads. Whenever I go to gem show, if I find as many colors, I would buy that many. I found only 3 that time, but yeah, I have realized that it's not very common to get this kind of bugle beads, at least where I live. Right now, everything is online. I understand that. So that's what, when I bought this bugle bead from beadboxbargain.com, I never realized it has only one hole. I thought it was the same that I had with me. So that I think I bought from an closing bead shop. Um, and There was a pretty color. So if it is a close neck, I mean a necklace which is close to your neck, it's probably a good idea to start with 16 inches to 18 inches so that it comes close by. But since I wanted to do two strand, I'm thinking I would do like around 20 inches just to make sure that it's not too big, at the same time not too short too. So I'm thinking this much is enough for the um, neck part of it. And I'm gonna string seed beads on this side and this side, and then I'm gonna meet you guys for the next strand. I would probably measure this. I think actually I'll measure this. So this is 12. So it's always good to cut more than less. You never know how much you will want. 12 plus 10, actually 22 inches, because I need to finish it off. So this is my bead stopper. Then I have this, and then the next strand, how I am going to start is, I'm thinking of this, I mean deciding the center, then going with that. That way it's easier to add beads on the sides rather than. So I'm thinking of using the bugle beads and the seed beads instead of the daggers for the inner part of the necklace, inner strand of the necklace. So this is the pattern I'm thinking. The best part of the bead stringing wire is you don't need a needle. So I'm saying, like, if I add around 8 seed beads, that is the same distance as one of my, sorry, I'm off focus. So I'm measuring 8 seed beads is the same length as my bugle beads. So I'm thinking of adding 8 seed beads and a bugle bead and see if it is okay. And then 8. Or we can do like 2 seed beads and a bugle. So I like this pattern. So this is the pattern I'm going to continue on. I'm going to put 2 seed beads and a bugle bead, 2 seed beads and a bugle, So I will do this up to the length of the um, bugle bead. So how much ever length I have here of the dagger beads, I'll do the same pattern all over here up till here. After that, I'll add completely seed beads. That's my plan. I'll thread in all my beads and meet you guys. Hi friends, welcome back. I finished stringing this necklace. So I always keep this necklace in a U format and then figure out how much beads I need on each side. I don't want really a lot of gap between these two strands. That's what my aim is. Mm, I think I pretty much achieved it, I guess. It's a little here and there, so you just have to, you know, adjust this accordingly, because sometimes the beads can be a little bit of a different size, the bugle beads and the seed beads. The size of it will be a little bit different. So this is exactly the pattern that I was looking for. So I'm happy with it, and I'm just going to finish it with the clasp. So let's take our crimp tubes. I have here a lot. All I need is 4. That's it. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish one side and then come to the other side. So I will just clamp these and put it right here. And this side I'll remove the bead stopper. And so for this outer ring, I'm just adding 2 more seed beads just in case if it is little bit smaller than this one. So just want to not take a risk. 3 more beads, I guess. Yes. Okay. And now what I will do is I will take my outer layer, take my crimp tube, put it inside, take my magnetic clasp and put it inside, and then come back, and then come back through the crimp bead and make it close to my clasp, and I'm happy with it. So I'm taking my needle nose pliers or bent nose pliers. In my case here I have taken, so always the wire will be crossed. So I'm just making it parallel to each other, and then I'm just going to crimp with the pliers. Just flatten it out and see if you can insert both the wires on top of the bead, which is very difficult in this case. I think my seed beads are very small, so I'm just going to snip off this excess wire, and then now I have a finished one, which is nice. And I'll just go ahead and crimp it one more time, and then what I will do is I'll just take my next strand, take the crimp tube and go through the same loop, come back and go through the crimp tube again. So you can use your pliers to actually kind of pull this all the way, and then if you're happy with that, So just make sure that you can move your just don't do it very tight, because you need a little bit of movement there. So I'm just bringing in a little bit just crimping it, excuse me, with my pliers, and I'm snipping out the excess wire. There we go, we are done this side. So now what I will do is I'll take my beads and push it all the way towards my clasp. Do the same thing for both the strands. So here is our clasp, and just making sure. Okay. Then I'm just going to remove the clamps, and then add 3 seed beads, which we did last in the outermost strand of the necklace. So I'm adding the same here, and I'm seeing if the distance is okay. Still I'm not happy with it, so I'm adding 2 more. Doesn't matter, it doesn't make a lot of difference, actually 3 more, because all you want to achieve is a little bit of a gap between these. Still not quite there. 2 more, and I think 1 more should be good. Okay, and I'm pushing all the beads. I'm seeing actually I added a little bit more than what I should, so I'm removing 4 and seeing. Okay, I'm good with this. So I'll have a little bit of a gap, which is perfect. Now all I would do is take the inner strand first and take my crimp bead or crimp tube, take the magnetic clasp and put it inside, come back through the other one, come back through the crimp bead, and then pull it all the way. I have a long tail, so I'm just pulling it. Hold on to this and push this, and then you can pull it, push and pull, and then you will get to the point. And then see if it is okay. You need to just push the beads a little bit more, and okay, this is half of the magnetic clasp, and then push and pull. Still there is a gap. Just make sure that there is not a lot of gap. We just need a little bit of a movement, and that's all the gap we need. So still Yes, a little bit more. Yeah, and now I'm gonna crimp the bead and then snip off the excess wire. There we go. Do the same for the outer layer. So do it, and I am just going to go through this and come back. Through my crimp bead. If you're happy with it, just go ahead and crimp it and then snip off the excess wire. And there we go. I'm just making sure that the clasp is proper. And we have our finished necklace. So there is a gap, but not a lot. This is what I want to achieve. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon for notifications. So this is the finished one. The thing is, the magnetic clasp accommodated 2 strands, even though the loop is small. You guys need to figure that out. Even if you don't have a double strand clasp, you can still make 2 strand necklace. We will make the matching earrings in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.